Ladies and gentlemen, imagine standing at a crossroads of your life where every word, every secret you reveal has the potential to either build or destroy the life you've worked so hard to create. It's easy to get swept up in conversations, to trust the wrong person, or to vent when life becomes overwhelming. But what if I told you that some things are better left unsaid, hidden in the depths of your own heart and protected from the world? I'm here today to tell you that there are 5 things, 5 key truths that you must never reveal to anyone, no matter how tempting it may seem. First, let's talk about your vulnerabilities. We all have them. We've all experienced moments of self-doubt, fear, or pain. But let me ask you, who benefits when you share those vulnerabilities with the wrong person? Think about the manipulation, the potential for someone to take advantage of your weaknesses. Your insecurities are yours to conquer, to grow from, not to be used as a weapon against you. Next, we have financial information. We all know the world runs on money, but when you let someone into your financial world, you're letting them see your power, and that's a dangerous thing. Whether it's the details of your savings, investments, or debts, it becomes too easy for others to see your vulnerabilities in a world where greed can be blinding. Sharing your financial situation opens the door to theft, fraud, and people trying to leverage that information to manipulate or exploit you. Then there's the temptation to share your future plans, your dreams, and your ambitions. But be careful. Dreams are fragile things, and not everyone is as invested in your success as you are. There are people who might want to sabotage your dreams out of envy, or worse, offer you advice that takes you down a path that's not right for you. Your future is yours to create. Protect it from the noise of unsolicited opinions. Private relationships, whether it's your partner, your family, or close friends, are sacred. Don't allow others to insert themselves into these sacred bonds by revealing the intimate details. Once you do, those relationships can be judged, misunderstood, and misused. Your personal bonds are the foundation of your emotional well-being. Guard them as you would your most treasured possession. And then we arrive at the past. Every single one of us has made mistakes, but some mistakes are just that, part of the past, and better left there. When you share these mistakes, especially with people who don't understand or can't empathize with your growth, you risk them being held against you. They could be used to tarnish your reputation, your future decisions, or even your peace of mind. Finally, your emotions, especially in vulnerable moments. When you're hurt, angry, or broken, there's a temptation to share your pain, to express your frustration. But understand this, not everyone is capable of holding space for your raw emotions. Some may use that vulnerability against you, twist your words, or abandon you when you need them the most. In those delicate times, choose carefully who you trust with your heart. Ladies and gentlemen, the world can be a harsh place, and the people you encounter may not always have your best interests at heart. That's why it's essential to know what to protect. We all face moments of weakness, but the key is not to let those moments define us, and certainly not to let them expose us to harm. The next time you feel the urge to share, take a step back. Ask yourself, is this something that truly deserves to be shared? Am I in the right space with the right person to open up? Your life, your journey, and your peace of mind are worth far more than the fleeting comfort of unburdening yourself to just anyone. Stay guarded, stay wise, and protect what matters most, because in the end, the things you reveal can either build your future or become the keys to your undoing. Choose wisely. Vulnerabilities are a part of being human. They're those hidden cracks in our armor that make us feel exposed, fragile, and often afraid. They are the fears, insecurities, and wounds we carry, often deeply buried under the surface, that, if revealed to the wrong person, can be exploited. Every person has vulnerabilities, whether it's a past trauma, fear of rejection, doubts about their abilities, or a deep-seated belief that they are not enough. It is part of what makes us human, but it's also one of the most sensitive aspects of who we are. When we talk about vulnerabilities, we're referring to those parts of ourselves that, if seen by others, could leave us feeling raw, judged, or even rejected. These vulnerabilities are often tied to our sense of identity. What we believe makes us who we are. They shape how we see ourselves and how we believe others perceive us. Sharing them with someone too early or with someone who hasn't earned the right to hear them can leave us in a place of deep emotional exposure. Consider the times when you felt insecure or unsure about something. It might have been about a job interview, a relationship, your physical appearance, or your social status. In these moments, you're most likely at your most vulnerable. These are the times when you might want to talk to someone about how you're feeling, to seek comfort and validation. However, it's in these very moments that you must be careful. If the person you confide in doesn't respond with empathy, or worse, uses your vulnerability against you, it can have lasting consequences. A careless remark, a judgmental comment, or a betrayal of trust can be enough to solidify your insecurity and make you feel even more isolated. There are people who are skilled at manipulating emotions, and some may actively seek to exploit your vulnerabilities for their own gain. It could be for power, control, or to simply make themselves feel superior. When someone is aware of your weaknesses, they have the ability to wield them like a weapon. They might try to undermine your confidence, make you question your worth, or use your personal struggles against you in subtle ways. For example, if you reveal a fear of failure to someone, they might turn that around and tell you how they knew you wouldn't succeed. This undermines not only your belief in your abilities, but also your trust in the person you confided in. The problem with revealing too much about your vulnerabilities to the wrong people is that it gives them access to something personal, something precious. Once someone knows your vulnerabilities, they are aware of the areas where you can be hurt the most. It's similar to someone discovering the weak spots in your armor. Vulnerabilities are meant to be protected, not shared indiscriminately, because once they're out in the open, you have no control over how they're handled. It's also important to consider the consequences of sharing vulnerabilities with people who aren't emotionally mature or empathetic. They may not know how to respond to your openness in a way that makes you feel safe. Some people might dismiss your feelings, invalidating the very emotions that are central to your experience. Others might offer advice that doesn't align with your reality, which can feel more like criticism than help. The act of sharing is supposed to bring relief or connection, not more confusion or hurt. Furthermore, revealing vulnerabilities can affect the way others see you. Sometimes when you show your insecurities, you might risk being perceived as weak, fragile, or incapable, even if that's not who you truly are. The way people view you is shaped by what you show them, and if you're constantly putting yourself in a position where others can see your weaknesses, you might find that they begin to view you through that lens. This can damage your reputation, affect how others treat you, or even hold you back in professional and personal situations. It's essential to remember that not everyone will have your best interests at heart. Not everyone who listens to your vulnerabilities will handle them with the care and understanding you hope for. In fact, some may use them to manipulate or control you, subtly or overtly. Whether it's a coworker, a friend, or a romantic partner, you must discern who is deserving of this trust. The act of revealing vulnerability should be reserved for those who have shown time and time again that they can handle your feelings with respect and compassion. It is also worth noting that revealing too much too soon can be overwhelming for others. People need time to process what you've shared, and sometimes oversharing can put a strain on a relationship if the other person feels burdened or unable to help. Vulnerabilities are not just about what we share with others. They are also about the emotional labor it takes to support someone else through their struggles. Not everyone is equipped to carry that load, and it's important to consider whether the person you're confiding in is prepared for the emotional complexity of your experience. In conclusion, vulnerabilities are not inherently bad. They're part of the human experience. However, it is crucial to protect them from exploitation, manipulation, or even casual disregard. Not everyone deserves to see these raw aspects of your life, and once revealed, they cannot be taken back. It's important to safeguard your vulnerabilities, share them with those who are trustworthy, and understand that the right person will not exploit your weaknesses, but will offer compassion, understanding, and strength in return. Protecting your vulnerabilities isn't about shutting others out, but rather about choosing wisely who gets to see the most intimate parts of who you are. Financial information is one of the most sensitive and personal aspects of our lives. It holds significant power over how we live, how we plan for the future, and how we engage with others. However, despite its importance, many people don't fully grasp the dangers of revealing too much about their financial situation to others. Whether it's discussing the amount of money you have, your debts, your investment strategies, or your financial goals. These details should be handled with extreme caution. Sharing this information, especially with people who don't have your best interests at heart, can lead to dangerous consequences that affect not just your financial security, but your emotional well-being as well. First and foremost, sharing your financial situation can make you vulnerable to fraud and theft. We live in a world where information is power, and the more personal details you share, the more potential there is for someone to exploit that knowledge. For example, revealing the amount of money in your bank account or the fact that you've recently come into a significant sum can attract people who are looking to take advantage of your wealth. They may try to manipulate you either by pretending to be a trusted friend or family member in need, or by offering investment schemes that promise great returns. In such cases, your financial vulnerability is put on display, making you a target for scammers and thieves. Even something as seemingly harmless as sharing your salary can be risky. People may use that information to make assumptions about your lifestyle, judge your spending habits, or even create unnecessary competition. If others know how much you earn, they might start to treat you differently, either with more respect or conversely with resentment. If you have a high income, people may assume you are wealthy and try to take advantage of you by seeking loans, expensive gifts, or handouts. So on the flip side, if your income is lower than theirs, you may be subjected to judgment, humiliation, or even condescension. The reality is that most people will never fully understand the complexities of someone else's financial life, and making that information public can easily lead to misunderstandings or exploitation. Revealing details about your debts is another dangerous territory. Debt, whether it's student loans, credit card balances, or mortgages, can have a significant psychological impact on an individual. It can create a feeling of stress, anxiety, and shame, especially if your financial situation is unstable. If you disclose this information, you open yourself to potential judgment from others, or worse, manipulation. Some people might use your debt against you, subtly or overtly pressuring you to lend them money or asking for financial help they wouldn't normally seek. In some cases, they may even treat you differently, either by making you feel inferior because of your financial struggles, or by exploiting your situation for their own benefit. Even if your financial situation is stable, sharing too much about your wealth can create jealousy or resentment in others. People who know about your investments, properties, or savings might feel envious, and this can lead to subtle or open forms of hostility. Envy can easily turn into a desire to sabotage or undermine your financial success. Someone who knows that you are well off might try to guilt trip you into giving them financial assistance, or worse, attempt to gain access to your assets in ways that are not obvious at first. By sharing your wealth, you also risk alienating people who may see you as out of touch with their financial struggles, making it harder to maintain genuine, healthy relationships. Financial information also has the potential to disrupt relationships. Money is one of the leading causes of tension and conflict in personal relationships. Whether it's with family, friends, or romantic partners, financial disagreements can create lasting rifts. Revealing too much about your financial situation can put undue pressure on others. If someone feels that you have more money than them, they may start to feel inadequate or insecure, even if that's not your intention. On the flip side, if you reveal that you're struggling financially, others might try to help, but this help can come with strings attached. Some might expect you to pay them back with interest, while others might use the fact that you're in debt as leverage for control over the relationship. Additionally, discussing your financial plans or goals with others can be a double-edged sword. While it might feel good to talk about your aspirations, whether it's saving for a house, planning for retirement, or starting a business, there are risks in sharing these details. If the wrong person hears about your ambitions, they might offer advice that isn't helpful, or worse, attempt to sabotage your plans by introducing distractions or competing ideas. Even well-meaning people might discourage you if they don't fully understand your vision, leading to unnecessary self-doubt and confusion. Lastly, financial information is inherently private and deeply tied to a person's sense of security and independence. When you reveal too much, you lose control over that sense of security. What was once a source of personal pride and confidence can quickly become a source of vulnerability and regret. Once your financial information is shared, it cannot be taken back. The emotional weight of this realization can be heavy, as you may find yourself regretting the decisions you made to disclose those details. The bottom line is that financial information should be shared with caution and only with those who have earned your trust over time. It's not just about money. It's about your peace of mind, your sense of safety, and your ability to maintain control over your own life. In a world where financial security is constantly under threat, Protecting your financial information is one of the most important steps you can take to safeguard both your material and emotional well-being. When we talk about revealing your future plans, we're delving into one of the most delicate and potentially harmful areas of personal information. Your future is the culmination of your aspirations, goals, dreams, and the vision you have for the person you want to become. It's what drives your decisions, fuels your daily actions, and gives you the motivation to persevere through difficult times. However, while it's important to have people who support and encourage you on your journey, sharing the intimate details of your future with others can lead to unexpected consequences, many of which can negatively affect your path forward. At the core of this is the vulnerability that comes with exposing your dreams and ambitions. Dreams are inherently fragile. They require careful nurturing, time, and effort to come to fruition. When you share your plans, especially with people who might not fully understand your vision or those who are not aligned with your goals, you run the risk of being discouraged, misled, or even sabotaged. It's easy for others to project their own limitations onto your ideas, discouraging you from taking risks or pursuing the unknown. When you reveal your hopes for the future, whether it's starting a business, moving to a new city, or changing careers, you expose yourself to criticism and skepticism, which can undermine your confidence and leave you second-guessing your choices. Another critical aspect to consider is that not everyone will have your best interests at heart. While you may think that by sharing your plans you are inviting helpful advice or support, you may inadvertently be opening yourself up to jealousy, envy, or even manipulation. There are people who, rather than encouraging you, might feel threatened by your ambitions or perceive your success as a reflection of their own shortcomings. This can breed resentment, leading them to subtly or overtly discourage you from following through on your plans. Even if the person you confide in seems supportive at first, there may be hidden motives. Whether it's an underlying desire to maintain control over your decisions or simply the need to feel superior. Furthermore, revealing too much about your future plans can also make you vulnerable to unwarranted advice and unsolicited opinions. We've all encountered people who feel the need to share their own opinions about what we should do, often without considering the intricacies of our lives or the sacrifices we are willing to make to achieve our goals. While well-meaning advice can sometimes be helpful, constant interference or criticism can create confusion and self-doubt. The more people you share your future plans with, the more noise you introduce into your decision-making process. You may end up questioning your path, even if you were once certain of the direction you wanted to take. It's also important to recognize that not everyone you speak to will understand the effort and dedication it takes to pursue a big goal. People often see only the surface level, whether it's the excitement of launching a business or the idea of moving to an unfamiliar place, but they don't see the challenges, sacrifices, and hard work required to make those dreams a reality. As a result, they may dismiss your plans or underestimate the risks involved, leading them to downplay your aspirations or offer you advice that isn't practical or realistic. The external perceptions of your future plans can be quite different from the internal understanding you have of what it will truly take to succeed. In addition to the emotional and psychological impacts, revealing your future plans can also open the door to people trying to capitalize on your ideas. If someone knows that you are planning to start a business or launch a new venture, they may try to claim a piece of the action. They might approach you with offers of partnership, advice, or help, but in reality, they may be more interested in their own benefit. People who see you as a means to fulfill their own ambitions might try to manipulate your plans for personal gain, sometimes without you even realizing it. They might try to insert themselves into your project, offering you deals that sound appealing on the surface, but are ultimately disadvantageous. What starts as a simple conversation about your future can quickly turn into a power struggle where others seek to control the direction of your plans. Moreover, revealing too much of your future plans can set you up for unrealistic expectations. When you tell others about your ambitions, some might begin to expect things from you before you've even started. They may begin to treat you as though you have already achieved the goal, putting unnecessary pressure on you to perform, deliver, or meet their expectations. This creates a sense of obligation to prove yourself, which can add stress and distraction to an already difficult process. The pressure of others' expectations can distract you from the core reasons why you began your journey in the first place. What's more, revealing your future plans too early can create a sense of entitlement in others. People may begin to feel that because they know about your goals, they have some right to be involved, to make decisions, or to influence how things unfold. This can be especially true in situations where you're working on a project with others or have a shared vision. While collaboration is important, it's essential to maintain control over your own vision. When others know too much about what you're planning, they may start pushing their own agenda onto your project, making decisions for you or diverting your focus in directions you didn't intend. Lastly, sharing your future plans too openly can make it harder to adapt when things don't go as expected. Not every plan is destined to succeed, and not every venture will go smoothly. If you've shared your plans with others and things don't work out as you envision, you might have to face embarrassment or judgment. People who were once supportive might start to criticize your decision-making, or worse, use your failures as ammunition in future conversations. The more people know about your plans, the more pressure you may feel to succeed, even if the circumstances change or the journey becomes unexpectedly difficult. In the end, while sharing aspects of your future with trusted individuals can be beneficial for support and advice, there are many risks in revealing too much too soon. Your future is yours to shape, and the path you take to achieve your dreams should be guided by your vision, not the expectations or influences of others. Protecting the details of your plans allows you the freedom to change course, adapt to challenges, and stay true to what you truly want to achieve. It is crucial to exercise discernment when deciding who gets to see this part of your life, ensuring that those who are privy to your plans are not only trustworthy, but genuinely supportive of your journey. Personal relationships are one of the most precious aspects of our lives. They shape our happiness, provide us with emotional support, and offer us a sense of connection to the world around us. Relationships, whether with family, friends, or romantic partners, are fundamental to our well-being. However, when it comes to sharing the intimate details of these relationships with others, there are significant risks involved. These relationships, while deeply personal, can be easily misunderstood or exploited by those who don't share the same level of trust or understanding. Revealing too much about your private relationships can lead to unnecessary complications, misjudgments, or even the erosion of trust. First and foremost, when we talk about private relationships, we're referring to the aspects of them that are intimate and personal. Things like the dynamics between you and your partner, the challenges you face with your family, or the sensitive issues that might exist between you and a close friend. These are the details that, once shared, can easily be distorted or misused. For example, a problem in your romantic relationship might be something you only want to discuss with your partner or a trusted confidant. If you disclose these issues to someone who doesn't fully understand the situation or who isn't emotionally invested in the relationship, there's a risk that they will misinterpret the situation. They might offer advice that is biased, judgmental, or based on their limited understanding of your unique circumstances, further complicating an already difficult issue. Moreover, when you open up about your relationships, especially with people who may not be emotionally mature or empathetic, you run the risk of them making judgments that can cause lasting damage. For instance, sharing struggles you're experiencing with a friend or family member could lead them to form negative opinions about your partner or loved one. These judgments may not only color how they see the person you're involved with, but they can also influence how they treat you in the future. It's important to remember that others are not privy to the full context of your relationships. They don't always see the depth of your connection, the love you share, or the complexity of the issues at hand. As a result, their perspective may be skewed by their own experiences, biases, or even jealousy. Once they have formed an opinion, it can be difficult to undo the damage, and it could create unnecessary friction or tension in your relationship with them. Furthermore, revealing too much about your personal relationships can introduce unnecessary drama and conflict. People who are aware of the issues you're facing may begin to offer unsolicited opinions, which can lead to a situation where others feel entitled to weigh in on something that is deeply personal. Friends or family members might start to feel like they have a stake in your relationship, offering advice that may not be in line with your values or needs. Even if the intentions behind this advice are good, it can sometimes feel intrusive, unhelpful, or even unwelcome. When it comes to your personal life, the boundaries of what is shared and with whom need to be carefully considered. The more details you provide, the more room there is for miscommunication or unwanted involvement in matters that should remain private. Another critical aspect to consider is how exposing private details of relationships can erode trust. Trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. Whether it's a romantic partnership, a friendship, or a familial bond, trust is built over time and through shared experiences. If you disclose sensitive information about your relationships to others, especially if those others have not earned that level of trust, you risk betraying the confidence of the people involved. Even though you may not intend to harm anyone, others may feel hurt or betrayed when they find out that personal matters have been shared without their consent. In a romantic relationship, for example, one partner might feel violated if personal conflicts or intimate moments are shared with friends or family. This breach of trust can have lasting consequences, potentially damaging the relationship beyond repair. Moreover, revealing private relationship details can open the door for people to use that information against you. Some people, whether intentionally or unintentionally, may use your vulnerability to manipulate or control you. This is particularly dangerous if the information shared is about a difficult or sensitive issue, such as a betrayal of trust, a personal insecurity, or an ongoing struggle. Once others are aware of these sensitive aspects, they may use them as leverage in future conversations or disagreements. They might make comments that undermine your confidence, or worse, use these private details as a way to control the narrative or to manipulate how others perceive your relationship. Additionally, sharing too much about personal relationships can also alter the way people see you. When you disclose challenges or conflicts, others may start to see you through the lens of those problems. For instance, if you talk about a difficult time in your relationship, people may start to view you as someone who is constantly struggling or in need of help. While your friends and family may have the best intentions, they may begin to see you as someone who is perpetually facing difficulties, even if that's not the full picture. This can affect how they treat you, how they approach future conversations, and even how they interact with your partner or other people involved. It's important to realize that revealing the private details of your relationships can also make it harder to resolve conflicts. When others are aware of the intricacies of your personal life, they may form strong opinions or judgments that could cloud their objectivity when offering support. Instead of offering unbiased advice, they may align with one party over the other, creating further division and resentment. This can lead to an environment where you feel judged or unsupported, and where it becomes harder to work through personal issues in a healthy, constructive way. In the end, personal relationships should be kept sacred. While it's natural to want to share our experiences, especially when we're struggling or seeking advice, it's crucial to maintain discretion. There are certain details that are better left between you and the people involved in the relationship, particularly when the details are sensitive, private, or still unresolved. Not everyone has the emotional intelligence, maturity, or good intentions necessary to handle such intimate information with the respect it deserves. By protecting the privacy of your relationships, you protect not only the trust that you've worked hard to build, but also the integrity of the relationship itself. The last aspect of personal information that should remain undisclosed is your personal weaknesses. We all have them, whether they're emotional vulnerabilities, past mistakes, fears, or insecurities. These weaknesses make us human, and acknowledging them is an essential part of personal growth. However, revealing these weaknesses to others, especially those who have not earned your trust, can be risky and potentially harmful. While it's important to be self-aware and accept your flaws, sharing them with others can expose you to manipulation, judgment, or exploitation. One of the primary reasons to keep personal weaknesses private is the potential for vulnerability. When you expose your weaknesses, you essentially open yourself up for others to use that knowledge against you. People who are not emotionally invested in your well-being may see your vulnerabilities as a way to gain leverage over you. Whether it's a colleague, acquaintance, or even someone who seems trustworthy, they might use your insecurities to manipulate you into making decisions you wouldn't normally make, or to control your actions. They may exploit your weaknesses to gain an advantage in personal or professional situations, knowing that you might feel too vulnerable or afraid to stand up for yourself. In these instances, your weaknesses become a tool for others to use, turning what should be a source of personal growth into a point of weakness that harms you. Another reason to keep your weaknesses private is the risk of judgment. People often perceive others through the lens of their strengths and weaknesses. While it's natural to show empathy towards people's struggles, not everyone will be as understanding when they learn about your vulnerabilities. Sharing personal weaknesses can lead to others judging you based on those aspects of your personality or history. This judgment can affect how people treat you, their expectations of you, and even their willingness to support you. For example, If you reveal a fear of failure or an insecurity about a particular aspect of your life, others might begin to doubt your abilities or question your potential. In many cases, people may even stop seeing you as capable or strong because they have focused on your vulnerabilities rather than your strengths. This can create a barrier between you and those around you, as they may begin to view you through a limited and potentially negative lens. Additionally, revealing your personal weaknesses can expose you to unwanted pity or sympathy. While sympathy can feel comforting in the short term, it often comes with an underlying assumption that you need help or rescue. People who know about your weaknesses may start to treat you differently, either offering unsolicited advice or attempting to fix you. While their intentions may be good, the outcome is rarely positive. You may begin to feel infantilized or incapable of dealing with your own challenges. This can erode your sense of independence and self-worth as you start to rely on others to help you navigate difficulties instead of learning how to cope and grow on your own. Moreover, when others pity you, it can create a power imbalance where you feel smaller or less capable, reducing your autonomy and strength. There's also the risk of your weaknesses becoming a source of gossip. Unfortunately, in many social settings, people are quick to talk about others, especially when they know intimate details. If you've shared personal weaknesses with someone, that person might feel compelled to share that information with others, whether intentionally or unintentionally. What was once a private struggle can quickly become fodder for gossip, and before you know it, your weaknesses are being discussed by people you never intended to share them with. This can lead to embarrassment, a loss of privacy, and even strained relationships. The more personal the information, the more damaging it can be when it's shared without your consent. Gossip can spread like wildfire, and once information is out there, it's nearly impossible to fully control how it's used or how others perceive you. Moreover, revealing your weaknesses can diminish your confidence. Confidence is crucial in almost every area of life, from relationships to career success. When you make your weaknesses known, you risk allowing others to focus solely on those areas, potentially diminishing your belief in your own abilities. This can make it harder for you to assert yourself, take risks, or seize opportunities. If you share your insecurities, others may begin to doubt your capacity to handle challenges or succeed. Even if they don't voice these doubts directly, you might start to feel less confident in your decisions and abilities, which can be detrimental to your personal growth. Confidence is often built through positive experiences, self-reflection, and gradually overcoming challenges. Exposing your weaknesses too openly can create a self-fulfilling prophecy, where the more you focus on what you lack, the more you start to believe that those weaknesses define you. In addition, exposing personal weaknesses can set unrealistic expectations for others and yourself. People who know about your vulnerabilities might start treating you in a way that is overprotective or conversely dismissive. They might expect you to constantly struggle with the same issues, even if you've worked hard to overcome them. This can lead to a cycle where you feel pressured to live up to the label others have placed on you based on your weaknesses, limiting your ability to grow and change. You may find yourself playing into the narrative that others have created for you, which can stifle your progress and make it harder to break free from past struggles. By keeping your weaknesses to yourself, you preserve the ability to change, evolve, and present yourself in a way that reflects your current growth rather than past challenges. Lastly, when you share your weaknesses too openly, it can sometimes hinder your ability to overcome them. People may begin to treat you with kid gloves, offering constant reassurance or assistance that, while well-meaning, can ultimately prevent you from developing the skills and resilience needed to face challenges on your own. Over time, this can create a cycle of dependence where you rely on others' opinions and judgments to validate your progress. The more others are aware of your weaknesses, the more they might unconsciously encourage you to focus on them rather than pushing you to strengthen your capabilities. In essence, disclosing your vulnerabilities too widely can trap you in a situation where your weaknesses are constantly highlighted and your growth is stunted. In conclusion, while it's natural to have personal weaknesses, revealing them to others too openly can have significant consequences. From manipulation and judgment to gossip and lost confidence, the risks far outweigh the benefits of exposing these aspects of your character. The best approach is to keep your weaknesses private, sharing them only with those who are truly trustworthy and supportive. In doing so, you protect not only your emotional well-being, but also your sense of independence, growth, and self-worth. When it comes to the topic of money and financial details, there are few subjects that elicit as much scrutiny, judgment, and potentially dangerous consequences as revealing the specifics of your wealth, income, and personal finances. Financial information is deeply personal, and exposing too much about your money situation can lead to a variety of complications, many of which can have long-lasting effects on your relationships, security, and even peace of mind. While many people believe in being open and transparent about their financial situations, there are inherent risks in sharing too much with others. Whether you are wealthy, financially struggling, or somewhere in between, the consequences of disclosing personal financial information should not be underestimated. First and foremost, money tends to stir emotions in others. People have strong, often deeply ingrained beliefs about wealth, success, and financial stability, and these beliefs can cloud their judgment or create unrealistic expectations when they learn about your financial status. If you have a substantial amount of wealth, others might begin to see you through the lens of your money. They may treat you differently, expecting you to shoulder responsibilities or provide financial assistance, sometimes even without asking for it. Whether consciously or unconsciously, people might make assumptions about your ability or willingness to help them financially, leading to an uncomfortable sense of obligation. The more you reveal about your wealth, the greater the likelihood that others will start making demands on your finances, expecting that you can afford to help them with their own needs or desires. This can create a sense of entitlement in others, which can be draining and ultimately damaging to relationships. On the other side, if your financial situation is less than ideal, sharing these details can lead to judgment, pity, or even exploitation. People may look at you through a lens of pity or judgment, undermining your confidence and making you feel as though your worth is tied to your financial situation. Those who do not understand the complexities behind financial hardship might make disparaging comments or offer advice that is not only unhelpful, but also insensitive to your struggles. Moreover, in some cases, revealing financial difficulties can make you vulnerable to exploitation. Unscrupulous individuals might see your situation as an opportunity to take advantage of you, whether through offering seemingly helpful advice or trying to manipulate your financial decisions for their own benefit. Others may attempt to exploit your vulnerability by pressuring you into loans, investments, or other financial arrangements that could only deepen your financial troubles. When you share financial information, you are also opening the door to potential misunderstandings. Money is often a taboo subject, and there can be a great deal of confusion or misinterpretation around its implications. For example, revealing your salary might lead to jealousy, resentment, or even competition among peers, particularly in professional environments. Colleagues may start comparing their salaries to yours, either begrudging you for earning more or questioning why they earn less. This comparison game can breed unhealthy competition, dissatisfaction, and tension in both personal and professional circles. Furthermore, in situations where you're working with friends or family members, financial information can sometimes cause a shift in dynamics. Those who know too much about your financial situation might begin to perceive you through the lens of your wealth or poverty, altering their behavior toward you in ways that you may not want or expect. In addition to the personal ramifications, revealing your finances can also compromise your security. People who know the exact value of your assets or the amount of money you earn might use this knowledge against you, whether it's in a legal context or an attempt to gain financially. Your wealth could become a point of vulnerability. For example, sharing your financial details could expose you to predatory practices, such as scams or fraudulent schemes designed to manipulate or steal your money. Financial predators often look for individuals who seem uninformed, trusting, or unaware of the risks they face. When you reveal too much, you create an opportunity for these individuals to take advantage of your openness, and this could lead to significant financial loss. Even in cases where there is no malicious intent, disclosing too much about your financial situation can create a sense of discomfort and imbalance in relationships. Money is often a source of pride, shame, or insecurity for people. And when you expose these details, others might feel awkward, unsure of how to behave around you. It can create tension in friendships where one person feels as though they are competing with another, or where a sense of inequality starts to develop. In romantic relationships, the financial aspect can become a point of contention. With money becoming a source of stress or control, one partner may start to feel that their financial status is being scrutinized or judged by the other, leading to power struggles or resentment. Even if your intentions in sharing financial details are innocent, the results may be the opposite of what you intended, leading to discomfort, misunderstandings, or unhealthy dynamics in your relationships. It is also important to consider the long-term implications of revealing financial information. Over time, your financial situation can change. Your wealth may grow, your income may fluctuate, or you may encounter unexpected challenges. Once you have shared personal financial details, they can become a lasting reference point in the minds of others. People may continue to hold on to those past disclosures, using them as a measuring stick for how they interact with you or judge your decisions. If your financial situation improves, they might expect you to share the wealth or provide financial assistance. Conversely, if your finances worsen, they might question your choices or even treat you with less respect, as if your worth is tied to your bank balance. This can create a sense of pressure or constant evaluation that makes it difficult to have authentic relationships. Finally, money and finances are often a reflection of personal values, priorities, and goals. By revealing too much about your financial situation, you may inadvertently invite others to judge or question your choices. People might ask why you spent money on a certain item or question your investment decisions. The more you reveal about how you manage your finances, the more people may feel entitled to weigh in on how you should be managing your money. In some cases, well-meaning friends or family may even offer unsolicited advice that could influence your financial decisions in ways that aren't aligned with your true priorities. This can lead to confusion, distraction, or financial choices that don't reflect your authentic values. In conclusion, money is a deeply personal and sensitive subject, and revealing too much about your financial details to others carries significant risks. Whether it's the risk of judgment, exploitation, security threats, or the shifting of dynamics in relationships, the potential consequences of disclosing financial information should not be underestimated. It's essential to keep your financial situation private, only sharing details with those who have earned your trust and who understand the nuances of your circumstances. In doing so, you protect not only your financial security, but also the integrity of your relationships and your peace of mind. In conclusion, our personal lives are made up of experiences, relationships, vulnerabilities, and values that we hold dear. And while it's natural to want to share parts of ourselves with others, some aspects must remain private. Revealing certain details, whether it's personal weaknesses, private relationships, your financial situation, or other sensitive matters, can open the door to misunderstanding, manipulation, judgment, and unnecessary complications. It is essential to safeguard your most personal information, only sharing it with those who have earned your trust and who will respect your boundaries. By doing so, you preserve your integrity, maintain healthy relationships, and protect your emotional and financial well-being. Remember, keeping certain things private isn't about hiding who you are. It's about protecting what matters most to you. Thank you for your time and attention today. I wish you all the best as you navigate your personal and professional lives with wisdom, care, and the strength to set boundaries that protect your peace and your future. Good luck in all your endeavors.